A motorhome in China can grow a second floor right in front of your eyes. The roof lifts up, glass walls rise into place, and a balcony appears out of nowhere. Then someone steps inside and rides an elevator down to the ground floor, inside a vehicle, one that drives on normal roads. That is not a movie trick. That is a real machine, and people are buying it. But here is the twist. It is not even the wildest thing on this list. There is a motorhome that drives straight into a lake and turns into a boat. There is one with a real hydraulic garage built into the side, made to carry a Bugatti. There is one with a working helicopter pad on the roof, tested and certified. Not just a flat space with a paint job. 9 motorhomes. 9 crazy answers to the same question. How far can a company push what a vehicle is allowed to be? Stick around, because by the time we hit number 1, you will understand why one country just changed the rules for this whole industry. Number 9. The Romotau T8. New Zealand has some of the most jaw-dropping scenery on Earth. Mountains that look painted on. Beaches that barely see a footprint. So when a team of architects there set out to build a motorhome, they were not trying to make something that just felt cozy. They spent 11 years on this one project. While it is driving down the highway, the Romotau T8 looks like a smooth, sealed pod being towed along, almost like a giant sleeping capsule. Then it stops, and in under a minute, the entire inside cabin spins 90 degrees outward. Not a window, not a side panel. The whole living space turns, like a slow spinning door. What was a closed pod becomes an open home, shaped like the letter L, with a covered porch and a fold-out table. The windows curve around 270 degrees, so wherever you sit, the view wraps around you instead of sitting off to one side. The team behind it says it is built to last 50 years and get passed down through a family, kind of like a house does. It costs $268,500. That sounds like a lot, until you remember most cars fall apart in 15. Number 8. The Cami Terra Wind. John Giljam never went to college. He grew up in South Carolina fixing tractors, and somehow, with no engineering degree, he built the only motorhome in the world that is also a working boat. The Terra Wind is 13 meters long and weighs 16 tons, which is heavier than some school buses. Hidden under the fancy paint job is a metal boat hull built right into the base. When the driver reaches the edge of a lake, they do not stop and unload a trailer. They just keep going. A switch sends power from a 330 horsepower engine over to 2 propellers at the back, and the whole thing floats off the shore and cruises through the water at about 7 knots. Once it is floating, the inside still feels like a fancy yacht. Marble floors, wood cabinets, and a hot tub with 8 jets, positioned so you can soak while watching the water go by. One vehicle for both a road trip and a boat trip. It sells for somewhere between $850,000 and $1.2 million. And honestly, once you picture what it actually does, that price starts to make a strange kind of sense. Number 7. The Furion Elysium. Back in 2004, 3 engineers who had spent their careers building giant yachts asked themselves a simple question. What if a motorhome was designed with the same ambition as a 100-foot ship? 13 years later, in 2017, they showed the world their answer. The Elysium is 45 feet long and metallic gray, and it has a real, working helicopter pad on the roof. Not a flat space someone slapped a sticker on. A certified landing pad, built to actually carry a small helicopter. The roof is split into 3 zones, a lounge area, a 2-person hot tub, and the landing pad, which folds away when it is not needed so the rest of the roof stays open and usable. Inside, it keeps that yacht feeling going. 3 75-inch televisions, a fireplace, a wine cellar, and a steam shower. This is the kind of interior that makes a 5-star hotel room look like it is not even trying. The company never put a price tag on it for public sale, but experts guess it is worth somewhere between $2.5 and $3.5 million. Number 6. Anderson Mobile Estates, The Heat. Sylvester Stallone made the call himself. He had seen what a company called Anderson Mobile Estates could build, and when Will Smith needed a place to stay while filming Men in Black 3, Stallone told him exactly who to call. Smith ended up spending $2.5 million on a trailer known as The Heat. The Heat rolls on 22 wheels. Driving down the highway, it looks like a big fancy trailer. Impressive, sure, but nothing shocking yet. Then it parks, and 8 hydraulic arms lift the entire roof, unfolding a full second floor out of thin air. That upper level is a private movie theater with 30 seats and a full screen, the kind of room you would expect inside a boutique cinema downtown, not sitting on top of a trailer in a parking lot. Downstairs, $300,000 worth of leather covers nearly every surface. The bathroom alone cost $25,000 to build, and its glass door turns completely see-through to fully opaque with a single push of a button, in under a second. Today, if you want to try it out for yourself, you can rent the heat in Elgin, Texas, for $9,000 a night. Number 5. The Marchi Mobile Element Palazzo Superiore. When this thing comes toward you on the highway, your brain needs a second to catch up. The windshield is round, shaped like the cockpit of a helicopter. The wheels are wrapped in 36-inch rims, borrowed straight from race car design. Nothing about the shape looks like a normal motorhome, because the Austrian team behind it pulled ideas from race cars, aircraft, and luxury yachts all at once. Each one is built completely by hand, and it takes between 8 and 10 months to finish a single unit. There is no factory line here. Every customer gets one built just for them, and the price sits at $3 million. The feature that really sets it apart is the Sky Lounge. Push a button, and a fully enclosed room rises straight up out of the roof. Walls already attached, furniture already sitting in place, and heated flooring already running underneath. You press one button, and a finished room appears above you. Inside, the main bedroom holds a king-size bed made by Hypnos, the same company that supplies beds to the British royal family. Somewhere in a field in Austria, there is a motorhome with the exact same bed as Buckingham Palace. Number 4. The Volkner Mobile Performance S. Some people have a very specific problem. They own a Bugatti Chiron, and they want to take it on a road trip, but they do not exactly want to leave it parked overnight at a random campsite. A German company called Volkner Mobile solved that problem in the most extravagant way possible. The Performance S has a hydraulic garage built into its side. A platform slides out of the vehicle's body, with enough room for a full-size supercar. A Bugatti fits. So does a Porsche 911 or a Ferrari 458. The car rides inside, safe and hidden, until you reach your destination. Then the platform slides out, the car rolls off, and the platform itself turns into an outdoor deck, somewhere to sit and enjoy the view. When you are ready to move again, the car rolls back in, and the deck tucks itself away. Inside, a sound system alone costs $55,000, and the furniture is built from a rare wood usually found in private jets. Nothing in this vehicle was picked because it was affordable. With the Bugatti included, the whole package runs around $7.7 million. The garage alone costs more than most people's homes. Number 3. The AS Future EV. Designed with Pininfarina. Pininfarina is the design studio behind some of the most famous Ferraris ever built. When a studio like that puts its name on a motorhome, the whole industry pays attention, because their work does not just look good, it changes what people expect next. In 2024, they revealed the AS Future EV, a fully electric motorhome with no engine noise at all. While it drives, the only sound is a quiet hum. When it parks, the sidewalls slide outward, stretching the living space to 37 square meters. That is roughly the size of a small apartment, not a cramped RV where you squeeze past the kitchen to reach the bed. The feature that really changes the game is the water system. It pulls moisture straight out of the air and turns it into clean drinking water, up to 50 liters a day. Park it in the middle of a desert, let it run overnight, and wake up with enough water to drink, cook, and wash. No hookup needed anywhere. The parked version starts at $98,000, and a drivable version was set to roll out the following year. Number 2. The DTL RV Carbon Liner 78. In August of 2023, a team of engineers from Sichuan, China, did something nobody expected. They loaded up 3 motorhomes and drove them 13,200 kilometers, all the way to Dusseldorf, Germany. Most people would just book a flight for a trip that long. They drove. Because showing up in the vehicles themselves made a statement no trade show booth ever could. They were heading to the biggest motorhome expo on the planet, a place where European companies had defined this industry for decades. A year later, they came back with the Carbonliner 78. Its entire body is made from carbon fiber, the same material used in Formula One cars and fighter jets, not just a small trim piece glued on for looks. And it is priced above $150,000, a price no other carbon fiber motorhome on Earth can match. The Carbonliner 78 stretches 7.84 meters, with two sections that slide outward to expand the living space, automatic stabilizers that level the vehicle on bumpy ground with no manual adjusting, and a 1,000-watt solar system powering everything inside. Heated floors, a rain-style shower, and a toilet that cleans itself round out the package. Driving 13,000 kilometers just to show European giants you can compete is bold. It worked, and people noticed. Number 1. The SAIC Maxus Lifehome V90 Villa Edition. SAIC is the biggest automaker in China. When they decided to jump into luxury motorhomes, they did not study what European companies were doing and try to copy it. They asked a completely different question. What would a motorhome look like if you designed it like a building instead of a vehicle? The answer is the V90 Villa Edition, and it earns the top spot not because of one single feature, but because of everything it does stacked together, all riding on 4 wheels. While it drives, it just looks like a sleek, well-built motorhome. Nothing about the outside gives away what is coming. Then it parks, and the transformation starts. Hydraulic panels push outward first, expanding the ground floor to 20 square meters, with heated floors and smart climate control built in. Already impressive, but then the roof begins to rise, lifting an entire second story into place. Not a raised ceiling, not a tiny sleeping loft. A full second floor, wrapped in glass walls on every side, with a walkout balcony where you can stand above the campsite and look out over a mountain range or a coastline. Those glass walls use transparent screen technology. Turn the screen off, and you are looking through plain, clear glass. Turn it on, and the same wall becomes a television. The wall you watch the sunrise through in the morning is the same wall you watch a movie on that night. And then there is the elevator. A real, working, single-person elevator connecting the ground floor to the upper level. No fold-out ladder. No steep staircase. Just a quiet button push, and you are on the second floor. SAIC priced this entire vehicle at around $413,000. Compare that to the $3 million Marchi Mobile, or the $7.7 million Volkner with the Bugatti inside, and the V90 suddenly looks like a steal. It is not just the flashiest motorhome on this list. It is the one that changed the whole question everyone else in the industry now has to ask. Not how do we make one floor feel bigger, but how many floors can we fit, and where does the elevator go? If this list blew your mind even a little, tap that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you catch the next one. Now I want to know, if you could drive off in any one of these 9 right now, which one would you pick, and where would you go? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one.